Alright, for those of you watching, this is the story of how I screwed up an opportunity on the biggest deer of my life. To preface this video, this is my first year trying to self-film my hunts. So part of it is me learning how to do that, and part of it was just bad execution on my part. So enjoy this footage, and if nothing else, at least I got to lay my eyes on a massive and beautiful Kansas whitetail deer. So I have set at the meadow the last 3 hunts because the hunt previous, Josh had got his buck, and ever since the action has just been nonstop. Now this morning, I surprisingly did not see a single deer, but the action's really been better in the evening. So I came back, it had been really dry, and then all of a sudden I had does pouring straight down the timber road straight at me. Now, in this group right here, we have 5 full mature does, and they're pretty much coming in just how we drew it up. You can't see it on screen, but there's a feeder off to the left, and then there's some mineral plots further up to the north, right as they're cutting through the trees. So everything at this point is going fine. I get my camera turned on, I get him located, I film them coming down the woods, and I think that they're going to head straight across to either the feeder or that mineral plot, more than likely. Now, it was about at this point in time that I noticed 2 additional does along with a buck that were following these 5 does down the access road. So, you're going to see here in a minute, I decided to go ahead and pan my camera over to the opening in the meadow where I'm anticipating a shot. So I'm going to cut here because I have about 30 seconds of blank activity. But at this point, I looked over to my right and saw a massive buck. I mean, 180-inch plus that's coming straight towards it. So here's the 2 doe and little buck, and then in the bottom right corner, here comes the big guy. And he was out on the open about 30 yards from my stand, but only for about a second and a half as he booked it across there. And these doe had never made it out of the thick stuff, so, I mean, he's within 50 yards this entire time, but he's just meandering around with the doe in this thick brush, and I obviously have no shot. Now, just getting this buck on film but not having a shot would be one kind of disappointment, but what happens next is what is just really rubbing me in the wrong way. So, I had been filming for 5, almost 6 minutes on my camera, so I decided to reach up, pause it, try to get it in position where I thought he might come out for a shot, and then start the video again, so I had plenty of time. But in that time, those 2 doe and buck were coming straight down the road at me. One of the does saw my action, snorted, she took off. Now, he nor any of the does he was chasing saw, but they all trotted off after him, never to be seen again. So here's my tree stand reaction right after the fact. Man, I don't even know what to say right now. You'll see it on the screen, but that was literally the biggest deer I've ever been in contact with in person. And he ran across the road at 35 yards, but I mean, he didn't stop, so I couldn't shoot him there. He had no idea I was here, and I reached up to try to adjust the camera where he was going to come out on the other side of the clearing here, and one of the does on the path saw me and snorted, and they took off, and so I don't think I scared him bad, but once that one doe took off, the whole pack went. He went with them and another little buck. So I'm going to go ahead and sit here the rest of the evening, but wow. I mean, it's one thing to see him, but that would have been a once-in-a-lifetime deer to get on the ground. 180 plus easy. So I guess that's why it's called hunting. I hope you enjoyed this visual encounter with just a Kansas giant. Looking back on it now, I'm incredibly grateful of the opportunity to even have been in the close proximity to that deer that I was. And I mean, to this day, I still wish I could get it on the ground. And I mean, that'd just be a story to tell for a lifetime. But that's why it's called hunting. You gotta live and you gotta learn and move forward and do better the next time. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna work on my self-filming skills. Gonna work on being a little more still and more aware of the other deer, not just the one I'm currently watching, and go forward. So I hope you liked this video. If you do, give us a big thumbs up, and please subscribe to this channel for more content. Thanks for all of your support, and be on the lookout for some more great videos coming your way soon.